Edit out.
And welcome back to episode 4, right?
Episode 4.
Wednesday. How's everybody doing? This is top level content from the lower level. Welcome back to the basement. How y'all doing today?
Oh, I'm peachy. I got something for y'all
I'm alright.
to start this out, though.
You said this morning.
Hey.
It's 11 o'clock at night, son.
Well, I was saying this morning because, a lot of people listen to podcasts on their morning commute. So you know what? Maybe they wanted to hear that. Maybe they needed to hear good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. What you got for us, old bud?
So I stumbled upon, it started as a meme, and before I give memes any kind of credibility, especially whenever it comes to sports and stuff, I do my own fact checking on it, okay? And then the fact check came back and it was slightly different, but I saw where the difference was.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still enough to be, kind of entertaining. So what I have here is
out the notebook paper.
which NFL teams have not had an MVP?
Oh,
Have not had an MVP.
Yes.
Bengals?
So, Bengals have. Boomer Esiason.
Oh,
I don't even know who that is.
he's old.
He's a broadcaster now.
Vikings?
That was in my head, dude.
Nope.
Randy Moss. I
Minnesota
bet.
Vikings.
I don't remember who it was. I don't have the list of each individual person who
Oh.
it was, but
How
and
many
you know what?
is there?
Well, it depends on how you want to look at it, okay? Because like I said, there was slight variations. Official awards, like official MVP, you look at it, there was 6. If you count the Associated Press, the AP, which is what a lot of people go off of, there's 7.
Rams.
Nope, Rams had one.
I don't want to say this because it's painful, but it's a Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay is one
Damn.
of them. Tampa Bay has never had an MVP.
I want to say the
It's
Dolphins,
terrible.
but I'm thinking Marino was for
Marino
sure.
was one. I didn't
Yeah.
see that. I do remember.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep, Jaguars are another.
Houston Texans.
Texans are another.
Um,
Oh, man. No, see.
Atlanta
Yeah.
Falcons.
Falcons have had one.
Falcons.
Warwick Dunn, maybe?
I think it was done.
Was it Warwick Dunn?
I'm pretty sure.
He played for Tampa Bay and he ain't give us no MVP. Let's think here.
Oh, he was old as the hills time as he come over there.
Obviously,
So-
it's not New England. It's not Pittsburgh. It's not
No.
the Giants.
No.
Name have played for the Jets.
Jets, yeah.
So Jets.
And
It's not
Manning
bad.
played for the Colts.
Jets is one of them.
Jets.
Jets? Namath was never?
Nope.
Wow.
That may have been too long ago.
Wow.
That's actually not the one that I was talking about, like with the variation. So I
That
even
is
put the bonus
surprising.
team on there. Yeah. There's another team that's really surprising on that list too.
What's
How
up,
many
Bay?
do we have left?
So let's see. You've gotten the Jets, the Texans, the Jaguars, and the Bucks. So you've got 2, like that have officially not had one, and then there's one that has not had an Associated Press.
Green Bay Packers.
Packers have
I
had
was
one.
saying they had Favre.
Shit, they had Rodgers who won it like back to back.
That's true. I forgot about him.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, we have these Panini cards.
We'll plug that in a
We'll
minute.
plug that in a minute. That was just funny.
Um,
The Bears have had one, haven't they?
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say Dick.
Bears
Good.
have had one.
Yeah.
Lions.
Barry Sanders.
Lions have had them.
I
I'll
would
give you a hint.
say
Both of them, both of the regular ones are both NFC teams.
I was going to say Panthers, but Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam Newton had
Yeah.
one.
Saints
I-
have had one.
Drew.
Are
no,
you sure about that?
no.
Drew
Brees didn't
Brees?
win. He
No.
didn't win it.
So
Saints is one of them. Saints have not had an MVP.
well, the NFC
That
South
one
ain't
was
look
honestly
good.
one of the. That was one of the more shocking ones to me because I really
Yeah.
thought that
Yeah.
Brees would have had
Brees,
it,
yeah.
but it's just one of those years that it was one of those things where every time he had a good season, you had Brady or Manning who had a better season.
Nah, it
That's
happens.
true. Yeah. What about the Chargers?
Chargers have had one,
Who?
Say the Chargers.
Tomlinson, maybe.
LaDainian, LT,
probably.
Phillip Rivers.
No, Rivers would
Yeah.
have won it.
I don't know.
I'm just
If
throwing
Brees,
names
if
out
Brees
this
didn't
point,
win
buddy.
one, I would hope that Rivers
Hold
did win
on.
one.
Hold on. You said NFC.
NFC, yeah,
Yeah,
NFC.
Oh. Well, I just said AFC team.
Yeah, I was about to say, but it's cool, man.
NFC.
It's not the Niners.
Niners have had them.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
they've had several.
Yeah, they had Steve Young, Jerry Rice, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Seattle has.
was about to say.
Russ wins one out there?
Theirs was actually Sean Alexander. I remember.
Oh, dude, that's an underrated player
That
right
is.
there.
Hey, Sean
he was the
Alexander.
man back in the day.
Hey, Sean Alexander was one of my favorite players too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
Sean Alexander.
NFC
He was number
team.
37, wasn't he?
Yeah,
NFC
that's
team.
just a random number.
Yeah,
I don't know
I like
why,
it.
but
I like it.
You said, is it surprising, this one? You think?
they have had some MVP caliber players, but it also won't surprise you if that makes sense.
Giants?
Nope, Giants have.
Oh gosh, I don't know. It's not the Commanders. They've had one, haven't they?
Yeah, I don't know who off the top
Well,
of my
it'd been
head,
the
but
Redskins at that point.
Yeah.
It's not the Cowboys.
nope, not the Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys suck anyway. But,
Boo!
hey, where's the boo button?
I don't know if it works.
I just heard some booing somewhere.
Yeah.
I hope that picked up.
Yeah.
So
So,
if I was paid to hit, we was paid to hit the boo button. Actually, no, we wasn't paid because Hunter hit the boo button for the Cowboys. So make him sleep on the couch.
let's
I
see.
still love you, Christina.
Let's see. NFC.
I'm drawing a blank.
I feel like we've
an
been all
idiot.
over it. Have we named a team? We've named a team out of every division.
What NFC?
I
Philadelphia.
can't remember. So Philadelphia, I will say, is that one that's like they've had an MVP, but not an AP MVP.
So it was
Okay.
them.
No, there's a
Was it
different
Philly?
team. That was like the bonus team. So there's still one more.
Golly.
But
Wow.
Philly did surprise me because their only MVP was from like the 1960s.
That's crazy. They've had McNabb.
They've had McNabb. Look at the talent they've got.
Terrell
now.
Owens.
Yeah.
T.O.
What was the receiver's name? Deshaun.
Sean Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one kind of surprised me too. You know, to think that they haven't had one since like the 60s.
Yeah, I feel like an idiot right now. I'm drawing
Hold
a
on.
blank, buddy.
All right, I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
This team resides in the same state as my favorite NBA team,
Cardinals.
the Cardinals.
I was going to say
Arizona.
Cardinals earlier, but I was thinking AFC
Look,
West.
This is gonna sound real
Yeah,
bad,
they're
but
NFC.
Arizona
So what?
has been so irrelevant that I don't even acknowledge they got a football
So,
team anymore.
AFC
But they are a team though that has had some MVP caliber players. You know,
Which
Kurt
one?
Warner, Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh, yeah. Fitz. Yeah, Fitz is good. He
Wait-
played
wait
at
a
Pitt.
minute. I was about to say.
He played at Pitt. We all know what
Hey,
to say
but he
about
was on the
Pitt.
cover of NCAA 2005.
Dude, Fitz was a great player. I don't
Hey,
care.
Is Dante Steele play for the Cardinals or is it Darius?
Dante.
Dante?
Yeah.
Dante. So that's the only reason
Okay.
why I like the Cardinals.
Well,
That's it.
we can get right back into your trivia question, but while I'm thinking about it, I got to say this.
Mhm.
Pittsburgh Panthers football team. I saw your little post on Twitter.
Which
Your
one?
little Mountaineer pizza cost $13.09. It's great to know that we're your Super Bowl after all these years.
Yeah, you bunch of bums.
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 You know what we say about Pittsburgh, and we're trying to keep this a little bit more family friendly.
We're
But
trying to keep it at least PG-13.
eat shit, Pitt.
Yeah,
Sorry.
100%. 100%.
13.09.
Hey,
for
I
a
did
pizza.
start that chant though, because Sweet Caroline played whenever I went and saw Virginia Tech and Pitt play.
Mm-hmm.
I did get that chant started because Tech was actually winning that game. Tech's
Oh,
record,
no.
Tech's record of the games I've gone to is not that great, so I should probably stop going to them. But
So, okay, back to your trivia question.
Mhm.
This whole time in my head, I said the Cardinals, and I'm like, no, the AFC West is Oakland, Denver, and then San Diego or LA Chargers now, and then I was putting Arizona
Arizona.
right there.
Well, it makes sense.
So who am I missing in the AFC West?
KC?
yeah,
Are they in the West?
Kansas City?
yeah.
Oh, well, that's why, because everybody else is irrelevant.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the Cardinals they were in the NFC, and the easiest way I remember that one is just because they played against the Steelers in the Super Bowl.
They were
True.
on that Madden. What was it? Madden like 10?
10.
Where they had
Oh my
both of
god,
them
that
on
was
there.
Yeah.
I'm
That was a
just
good
saying
Madden
that-
game.
Yeah, it was like all the Maddens in like the 10s from like 10 to 19 were some of the best Madden games. I don't know what happened whenever it hit Madden 20,
I know what
but there
happened.
started to be a drop
I
off.
will tell you right now, if I had an original Xbox still, any Madden ever made, and we've talked about this before, does not hold a candle to ESPN 2K5. That was by far the best football
That game was. That
It
game
was so
good.
good that EA forced the NFL to sign an agreement that they will be the exclusive rights holder
Do
for
you-
video games.
Do you remember one of their selling points was the first person view and you could see the face
Dude,
mask?
That was awesome.
That was awesome,
That
dude.
was awesome.
And you had your
got
crib.
rocked.
You had your crib on there.
The
They
crib.
ended
You
up
could
adding
put
the
your own
crib,
custom
though.
music.
Yeah, dude, that game was good.
In the crib, they added that into Madden 06.
Yeah.
I guess to try to replicate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we talked about video games a lot last episode, but man,
Yeah.
we are gamers all our lives. That's just
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah, we're literally talking about games from
Right.
like the early 2000s.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're showing our age a little bit, but we still game now. We still wreck them kids.
This young buck over here, we was playing WrestleMania 2000 while he's still pooping green over
Yeah,
there.
right. Which one was the one that was green?
That was WrestleMania
Was
2000.
it 2000? Yeah, that's good stuff.
I will
Yeah.
say that, getting into some retro gaming is like one of the big things I want to do. Like, that's
Yeah.
like, I've got a 360, and that's about as retro gaming as I'm doing right now. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's not even really retro. I mean, I say that, but it came out in 2005.
I kept my 360 just to play NCAA 14.
Yeah.
And now that thing just sits in a box behind the TV.
Yeah.
Hey, there's still some really good 360 games,
Oh, yeah. I mean, great games. You know what was a low-key, really good game? And it never really took off in America. It is now, but my brother was in Germany, and he come back with an Xbox game called Earth Defense Force. Basically, Earth was invaded by giant bugs, and you just fought like ants and spiders. Stuff like that.
That sounds
The
like
game-
Helldivers.
It was hilarious. It was a great game. I loved it. But I mean, it was one of them European titles or something. Well, it was a Japanese game actually. It was a Japanese game, and he got it over there in Germany and brought it over. And I'm like, this game is amazing. Like, this is fun. It was great. So I gotta ask y'all a question real quick.
All right.
Everybody knows who we're fans of, team wise. We're West Virginia Mountaineer fans. It's the only right way. He's a Tech fan. NBA.
Where's the blue button?
Boo button, yeah. So I gotta ask y'all, who is your guilty pleasure team to pull for that you don't tell nobody else you're pulling for? And we're gonna go with college football this time.
College.
Well, I'm gonna ask you on all of them, and we're all gonna answer. So college football, Hunter, who is your guilty pleasure to pull for that nobody knows about and you don't want to tell nobody, but you're going to now?
I mean, truthfully, the only one that really comes to my mind would probably be Marshall. I mean, but like we've already talked about that, and that I do have like a lot of respect for Marshall and everything. As far as other teams go, I'm pretty good with Tech. I do really like Oregon. I've always really liked them, but not gonna lie, truth be told, whenever I was in the Army, I wanted to actually get stationed. Like I was trying to get switched over to active duty.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually wanted to get stationed out in Washington because I looked, and it like wasn't that far from Seattle. And I'll touch on that one a little bit whenever you start talking about guilty pleasure NFL teams.
Yeah.
But they also weren't that far from where the University of Oregon was. And I got behind the hype of their uniforms and all that other stuff. But Oregon is another one of my teams that I really pull for.
Yeah,
I can feel that.
What about your guilty pleasure college football team?
Man, I think everybody pretty well knows that I pull for the Gators.
I did
outside
not
of-
actually.
Oh, well, now you do. I like the Gators. But outside of the Gators, man, that's kind of a hard question, really.
It is.
I feel like we're pretty loyal to our college teams.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like some of the other sports will start drifting.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a team I find myself pulling for a lot to LSU.
Oh, Lord.
And I know y'all hate it. And y'all can't hear the boo, but if you download the podcast, you'll be able to hear it. He just hit the boo button on me.
Yeah. The only thing good from LSU was Shaq.
And Burrow and Chase.
Okay.
Here we
And
go with
Jaden
this
Daniels.
I booed him again.
No,
Booed him again.
I mean, but I would. I don't know. I don't know if that's my final answer though, because I mean, I like the SEC, and I know that's an unpopular opinion, but
SEC's killing football.
no, you know what? I'm gonna say Wake Forest. I like Wake
bad.
Forest. I like Wake Forest,
Bad.
and I pull for them. My sister lives there. Yeah.
It's a cool stadium too, for real.
Yeah, it is, and it's like a family
It is.
atmosphere. You know.
And they have Popeye's chicken.
Yeah, man, you can't go wrong with some Popeyes
The
chicken.
Demon
Hey.
Deacon in the front of the stadium running. That's so cool.
Hey, speaking of Popeyes though, that travel plaza they just put in on the other side of Beckley, it's got a Popeyes
I
in
know.
it.
I've seen that.
There's one in Whitfield though.
Yep.
I used to
Hey,
eat there
Whitfield's
every
got
day.
a Waffle House.
Huh?
Waffle
Whitfield's got a
House.
Waffle House.
I do like Waffle House.
Hey, don't that's fighting words to me, okay?
And
Like,
anytime we ever went out of town together, the first thing we do is find the first Waffle House and we eat it.
Nah.
hey, let me tell you, I've already got my Waffle House order memorized down pat.
When Danielle lived in Huntington, there was a Waffle House right down the street from her house. I can take it or leave it, man. I know. Growing up in the South, that's one of those things. Like everybody loves
Man,
a Waffle House,
I
but
love
Yeah, I
Waffle
love
House.
Waffle House.
Hey,
Chocolate chip waffles.
woo! I
Yeah.
just love it because of the extremes that Waffle House is. Because like, if you go there on a Sunday morning, you got like all these older waitresses that are super nice and super friendly. You know, like, oh, what can I get you, sweetie pie? And then you go there like 1:00 in the morning, Saturday night. And you got people, like, you got like two workers if you're lucky.
And they're wanting
Tip-
to fight each other.
Yeah, they're outside smoking a cigarette. Doesn't matter at what time it is. They're outside smoking a cigarette.
I don't.
And you pull on the lot, and they are mad at the world that you just pulled into the parking lot.
I don't know if you're old enough to remember or not, because you're quite a bit younger than us.
You gonna hit the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, the omelet spot over
Yes, sir.
there. I'm telling you, that was like the Wild West over there. You never know what you was gonna
And
get
then
over there.
the bad part about it was across the road from the state police.
They didn't give a dag on what was going on over there.
No. But
Is that where Gaber's
it's
is now?
no, it's Dolly's Diner. now.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Dolly's
Hey,
Diner.
but Gabbers is good though,
Mhm.
Hey, I've never tried there, but that's one place I want to try so bad.
dude.
Because
They're,
like whenever I've dashed, I've gotten food from there,
Mhm.
and it smells so good and it looks amazing.
hey, you guys hear that? We're out here sparking and dashing. Like, follow, and subscribe.
Yes. You see this chair? This is a $5 chair. I'm 230 pounds. This chair ain't gonna make it through episode 10.
Y'all probably can't hear it, but the chair is screaming for help.
Oh, so let's get back to my guilty pleasure football team.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
We talked about this a couple episodes ago. BYU.
The Stormin' Mormons.
Man, I used to work night shift. They were only team on.
Hey, all right.
But-
I'll go with that.
But my true guilty pleasure, because there are a lot of people that know me know I like BYU. Guilty pleasure team,
You're gonna say Notre Dame, aren't you?
the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
I
My dad knows this, and he makes subtle little remarks to me. Not a lot of people know that I like the Fighting Irish.
That's terrible.
I do like Notre Dame.
Okay, so just sticking with that.
I'm judging
All
you
right.
for that.
You judging me?
So since we've all touched on our guilty pleasure college team,
Let's go college basketball.
college basketball.
College basketball. I'll start if you want me to.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm a huge West Virginia fan. Duke Blue Devils. What happened in North Carolina?
Ouch.
That's about the fourth time we've heard about that.
I'm going to keep saying it. So, guilty pleasure. I got a conference. My guilty pleasure. I will, even if West Virginia and Duke are playing on TV, if I see these core teams playing, that's who I'm watching. Old school Big East basketball teams.
I'll go with
St.
that.
John's, Marquette, DePaul, who else we got? Seton Hall, all those teams, Villanova, Georgetown. That's my guilty pleasure basketball. If you lived through the Big East days in the
Man.
early 2000s, late 2000s, that was basketball. Basketball to its best. What's your guilty pleasure college basketball team?
You know,
Because
I've
I'm a Tar Heel.
like I've touched on before, you know, I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, but I've told y'all, me and Christina, you know, we have, you know, in case I haven't touched on it, that is my girlfriend. The one thing, we have varying teams on like everything. College football, she's a little indifferent on. You know, she leans towards WVU, but it's one of those
I
things.
knew
she's
I
not
liked
so-
her.
Oh, okay.
She is now here, and you're right here.
Okay. But the one team that her and I agree on across all sports, all of them, okay, is UNC basketball. But as far as like, I feel like that's like, I don't know if you could really consider that like a guilty pleasure.
No,
But I
because
do
half
like-
the country likes them.
Yeah,
But, okay,
exactly. But
go
as
ahead.
far as that goes, I really do like Xavier too. Like Xavier is one of the teams that I'll pull for if I see it. I will pull for Xavier. You know, they've produced a lot of good NBA talent too.
You know what game I absolutely watch? Xavier and Cincinnati. Because
sir.
there is going to be a fight in that game.
They hate each other. They hate each other.
Oh, that's college basketball right there. If you're out there and I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah,
You're
they
good.
hate each other.
Hey, I was watching earlier. I think it was Arizona State and Arizona were playing.
Yeah, that's a good rivalry.
Oh yeah, it was. I was at McAdee's watching, and near the end of the game, I'm talking. There's only 20 seconds left. 2 players got ejected for flagrant 2 fouls.
That
Dude.
happens.
Listen, I got a little bit of a soft spot for Arizona, and I'll tell you why.
Wildcats.
Yeah, because I used to be a truck driver. I don't know. Yeah, I hadn't really talked about it much on the podcast, but I delivered furniture to their sports complex one time.
Oh, I did not know.
Yeah, and so the
That
athletic
sounds
director,
nice.
it's pretty nice. The athletic director come out, and he we didn't have to carry the stuff in, but he kind of showed us around a little bit. So I kind of got a little bit of a soft spot for Arizona.
That's
Like, not gonna lie, and I got a picture of their football stadium. If I can figure out how to do it, I'll incorporate it in the YouTube video. A picture that I took, but anyways, go ahead, my bad.
No, it's your turn. Guilty pleasure college basketball.
All right, so I'm going to piggyback off you. There's a conference that I like to watch. You're going to get mad when I say this, but I like UNC because I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan. He's my GOAT no matter what.
It's okay. His favorite player of all time is Vince Carter.
Who also went to UNC.
He played
Absolutely.
for Toronto.
Yeah, in the NBA.
Yeah, in the NBA.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
In college, he went to UNC.
He
Yeah.
did.
Maybe you should be a Grant Hill fan. Don't hate on Grant Hill, man. But
I like Grant Hill.
But no, I mean, but in the rivalry though, honestly, I'm a Jordan fan, but I probably have to go with Duke. But anyways, my guilty pleasure is the Atlantic Sun Conference.
Yeah, I like that. Hey, the Colonial Conference. That's
Yeah.
another good one, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I actually kind of like watching the Ivy Leagues
Dude,
with basketball.
Princeton and Harvard can ball.
Man,
Yeah, they can. Like,
Like,
I
maybe
used
they
to-
figured out the trajectory of the basketball. I don't know.
I used to
That's what
go.
it is. They're just so smart. They could do like that instant calculus and that instant geometry. Okay, I'm this many feet away from the goal. I need to angle it at this amount with this amount of force.
But like in the Atlantic
Right.
Sun, you got University of North Florida, which my aunt went to school there.
Oh, nice.
The North Florida Ospreys. It's a really cool logo too.
Is it the helicopters?
No, the bird.
Oh, the bird.
Yeah.
Well, the Osprey's military.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But University of North Florida is really close to the beach. So, I mean, it's pretty cool campus. But then you got the Stetson Camels. Or no, Campbell Camels maybe. Stetson, they got a hat in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, I know it's.
I'm going to call them the hats. I don't know.
Hats.
I don't know.
The Stetson
Stetson's
hats.
is a cowboy.
But
hat.
anyways, it's a small conference. Like I'm talking, I would compare this to like maybe going to like Concord to watch a game. Some of this, but man, they all. I think Furman's in there too. They hate each other. Every single one of them. They just hate each other. I love watching them.
Yeah, I just love college basketball.
College basketball is good.
March Madness, man, it's great. We're gonna stick to this guilty pleasure. We're gonna go to the NFL now. NFL. Who you're a Bengals fan?
Yeah.
Man,
Who's
it's
your
hard for me in
guilty?
NFL.
Yeah, who's your guilty pleasure NFL team to pull for?
I've kind of got 2, but they're both in the NFC. So I've at least remained loyal as far as AFC goes with sticking to my Bengals. I like the Giants. I pulled for the Giants, whenever I wasn't pulled for the Bengals because of Bradshaw. Bluefield boy going up there.
That's fine. I get that.
My
Yeah, we-
uncle and my grandparents actually took me to his Graham games.
We
They
played.
said they
We
told
played
me,
against them.
We did.
Damn, that goes to show the age differences. But they took me, like, I was a kid, and they took me to his, like, football games. They would even take me to his basketball games. They're like, this guy's going to make it, and you're going to remember this. You know, and obviously, here I am.
2-time Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, here I am. I do remember that.
You're right.
And so I did like the Giants during that time
Mhm.
while he was there. Christina's going to kill me for that. But
Yeah.
but my biggest guilty pleasure team and probably my favorite NFC team is the Seattle Seahawks.
I can go with that.
I don't mind Seattle.
Hey,
Yeah.
Real.
everybody hated on like those lime green uniforms. I
Dope.
love them.
Yeah.
I like
Oh
them.
my god.
Plus,
liked 'em.
plus the Mountaineer quarterback.
Geno Smith.
Gino.
Not
You know what
really.
though? All things said, you know, I know that we were rivals and stuff like that. I was happy to see Geno succeed just because for so long he was just that journeyman backup quarterback.
Yeah.
So to see him get his shot, I will say, you know, I'm happy for him.
He's
Poor
definitely,
Tyrod.
he's definitely put in his time.
He
Geno
has.
has.
Poor Tyrod Taylor. He had his shot, and then first game of the season, their like main doctor punctured his lung with a needle.
Yeah, I saw that, dude.
And then
Yeah.
Justin Herbert had to start the first game of the season.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Tyrod's only chance to be a starter.
History was wrote.
Yeah. I mean, he's just one of those guys. Like, and every time he's came in as a backup, he's done amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like he's never been able to, you know, reach that over the hill.
Right. Right. So who's your guilty pleasure NFL team?
Well, everybody knows by now I'm a Dolphins fan. Fins up, by the way.
I knew that was
Did
coming.
you laugh?
It was the fins up for me.
I knew that was coming. I was seeing it in your eyes. Just gonna hit the fins up.
Yeah, yeah. But and I think it's not very much of a secret that I also pull for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But I would say my guilty pleasure is mostly because of my girlfriend, even though I hope she doesn't hear this. But I pull for the Commanders. I like Jaden Daniels.
I really like Jane Daniels too. I think that he's a really humble quarterback. You know, he honestly took the exact same route that Joe Burrow did.
Oh, hell.
Hey, tell me I'm wrong though. He rode the bench with another team, transferred to LSU, lit it up, went to the NFL, lit it up.
I will say that Burrow has been a solid quarterback. I honestly thought he was going to bust.
I was worried about it, especially because I'm not even gonna lie, as a Bengals fan, wherever they first drafted him, I was a little scared. I was like, and that was a very heavy quarterback class because that class produced Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Jalen Daniels. I mean, not Jalen Hurts, Tua. I mean, there's a lot of good starting quarterbacks in that one draft class.
Especially Tua.
That's like, honestly, if you look up cards. Okay. Sounds like you've been taking some of his hits to the head.
Oh, that was cheap, man.
Ah, that was dirty.
That was cheap.
But, like, if you look up some of the card packs, like, from 2020, those are expensive because there's
Yeah.
so many good players that came from that draft class. Like, their base rookie cards are going for stupid amounts of money.
Oh, shoot. So, back to my guilty pleasure. I'm a Tampa Bay fan. Been a Tampa Bay fan all my life. Guilty pleasure team. I mean, I'm from Texas. It is not the Cowboys, though. The Houston Texans.
Oh.
You know, I
Guilty
can get
pleasure
behind the
team.
Texans,
Yeah.
too.
Dude, those red helmets they debuted this year. The red chromes
Hey.
were fire.
Hey,
I
plus
like
where they
CJ.
wear them with their
Yeah,
red-
CJ. Yeah, Stroud.
Hey, I hope that Tank Dell's able to recover from that
Mhm.
injury.
He's good, too.
Mm-hmm.
They're not certain he's going to be able to even recover from that
That sucks, man.
because he completely destroyed his knee. Like kneecap, ligaments, everything in his knee was completely destroyed.
Shoot, yeah. That's terrible.
It is. I mean, because he was young,
Mm-hmm.
he was talented.
Man, I got a random thought.
What's up?
My bad for that. I was talking earlier about cool stadiums like the Arizona thing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the low-key coolest stadiums I ever saw. And I've been to almost every state, all except 4.
Mm-hmm.
UTEP. Down in that hole.
Oh, El Paso?
Yeah, down in that
Yeah.
hole, man. It's cool looking. But anyways,
I've just been on the East Coast
yeah.
side of thing. I think I've never been in the stadium, but I've drove by a bunch and been able to look down inside of it. I love the color purple.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
It's cool looking. I've never been inside of it.
Death Valley's cool too.
It's cool looking.
Ah.
Hit with the boo button.
Death Valley though, in Baton Rouge, when you come into like town, there's a bridge, and I'm talking about this bridge is tall. When you peek at the top, you can see Death Valley to the right, and you can see like the chairs and all that kind of stuff, and the purple that's in there really pops. It's cool looking.
Yeah. There's a high school in McDowell County. There's Bradshaw, Riverview.
Riverview.
Yeah.
They're purple, black, and silver. They're the Raiders.
Yeah.
Their field, it's turf. It's sharp. I love it.
Yeah.
I just love that color scheme. I think it's so cool. It's underrated.
I like purple.
Yeah,
on
the purple is
sports teams.
underrated. And
I will
the
say
only
this,
purple I don't like is TCU.
Yeah.
I went to the Alamo Dome whenever I went to see that Army All-Star game that I talked about in one of the last episodes. Let me tell you, I loved it because they sold actual like beef brisket sandwiches, like barbecue brisket
man.
sandwiches. I know, and imagine
No,
I'm at AIT at this point. I'm in Army
Yeah.
training, so our food isn't the best. And you give me the opportunity to buy a beef brisket sandwich.
100%.
I bought 3 of them, and they were like $12 a piece.
Yeah.
I didn't even care. I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna get this again, because this was in like my early stages of training. I wasn't even allowed to go off post at this point, so like the only things I could have was stuff on post.
Dang.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
So, all right, guilty pleasure. We're gonna keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
MLB.
Ooh, MLB. I don't watch a whole lot of baseball, but when I did, I was Anaheim, but Los Angeles Angels. But if I had to say like a guilty pleasure, and this is guilty because
You better not say the Yankees.
we hate this city. We hate this city.
Don't say the Red Sox.
No, I mean, we hate this city as West Virginia fans.
Pirates.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh.
Well, I'm
Pittsburgh Pirates.
I'm actually a Pirates fan though. Like
I like
just
the
because
Cincinnati Reds too.
Well, the biggest reason I'm a Pirates fan is just because locally that's the only team that you get that you can watch all their games.
Well, you can watch the Braves. They're always on TV.
Yeah.
Which just happens to be who I'm a fan of. That and the
I'm
O's.
about to say you wearing an Orioles shirt.
Yeah. I like the O's, man. My dad's been an Orioles fan.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, the Orioles have a lot of young talent right now too.
Dude,
Though.
the Orioles are right there every year. My dad's been an Orioles fan since he was a kid, man. His brother lived in Baltimore. His brother's way older than he is. And so he used to go to Baltimore all the time. But so I like the O's. But I would say my guilty pleasure team is probably Tampa Bay.
Oh, the Rays.
Yeah, I like them pretty good.
Well, that and kind of the thing with the Rays and the Orioles. Anybody that's not from this area, we got a farm system here. We had the Bluefield Orioles, who was affiliated with Baltimore,
They
and then
were
we
here
had the
for
Princeton.
a very long time.
Yeah, then we had the Princeton Rays, who were affiliated with Tampa Bay. Well, then the Bluefield Orioles left, and then we got the Blue Jays for Toronto. And now they're the Ridge Runner and Bluefield Ridge Runners and the Princeton
They're
Whistle
like
Pigs.
Whistle Pig shut down.
They did.
That's what I heard.
Princeton doesn't have a
come
team
on,
now.
man.
Yeah, that sucks, don't it?
Man,
I think that now
low-key-
Princeton High School is the only one who uses that stadium.
Uh-oh.
What?
What does that mean? Oh, never mind. It's nothing. But
Don't scare us
Princeton,
like that.
Princeton Whistle Pigs is low-key a cool name for a
No, I
baseball
love
team. Like, I think that is just flat out awesome.
Well,
Pulaski's the River Turtles.
that's cool too.
Yeah, I like it.
There's a lot of cool names in minor league baseball.
You had the Flying Squirrels.
Yeah.
You got the Reno Aces. The Area 51s.
I'm
That's
trying
just round. What was it? You got the Mudcats as one team.
yeah, down there in they're in Tennessee, I believe, or
I
North
think so.
Carolina.
Then you got one team that's called the Fisher Cats.
Yeah.
I only know this because I played a lot of the MLB The Show.
Same. Is Gwinnett? They're the Braves, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the Braves.
But one of the Braves farm teams is their name's cool. I don't remember what it was.
Well, they used to be in. You had Kingsport, had Mets. Was it the Braves? They used to be in this Appalachian League.
Yeah,
Was it
yeah,
the
yeah.
Braves? I
Yeah.
can't remember what city. It was.
Was it? It was over in Virginia.
You had Elizabethan was the Twins, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who was the Braves now? I can't remember.
I can't remember. It wasn't Pulaski. They were the Yankees.
I will say this. I think
I can't remember.
that we need to
Was it
go to like
Lynchburg?
some of the Ridge Runner games this
I
year.
used to stay at the Bluefield Blue Jay games all the time. I would even drive to Pulaski. Dude, Pulaski Yankees, like I'm used to Bluefield. You know, Bowen Stadium's a historic stadium. Did you know the orange seats in those stadiums, you know where those come from? When that stadium burned down, they had seats donated from the Anaheim Angels.
Really?
Donated them seats. That's where they come from.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, those seats you sit in. But Pulaski, the Yankees, when you go down there, they had a section where you could play cornhole, and they actually had a section where you could sit and eat your food and watch the game on TV. Like, it was above
That's
above
pretty
Bluefield and Princeton.
That's pretty cool.
It was crazy.
I think we should explain, though, why we think the Whistle Pig name. There's probably some people that listen to this don't have any clue what a Whistle Pig is.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean,
I don't really know what a whistle pig is.
are you serious?
Yeah. I don't know outdoor stuff.
What's
like,
a guess? What's a guess?
Yeah, guess what a whistle pig would be.
I truly don't even know.
No, just give us a guess. Shoot something out.
I'll give you a hint. It's a type of an animal.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's a pig that whenever it snorts, it whistles or some stuff. I don't know.
You're pretty far away. It's smaller than a pig.
That digs holes.
Digs holes, yeah.
Well, I have no idea.
Groundhog.
Yeah, it's groundhog. Whistle pig.
Wow.
Yep.
What do they
What
call
is
what do they
groundhog?
call a skunk? What are they backwoods? Polecat?
Yep. No polecat.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's funny stuff. But we had 36 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
The
I will
episode,
say-
this is Wednesday's episode. Episode what, 5?
4.
Yeah, this one's episode 4.
Sorry, episode 4. I got a little ahead of myself. I'm feeling a little good.
You trying to put us into superstardom just a little bit early.
Mhm.
Okay, baby steps.
We're pushing content. That's what we're doing. We're trying to push good content.
So as far as my guilty pleasure MLB
Oh
team
yeah,
goes,
I'm sorry. Cut
So-
you off.
no, you're good. One thing I will say is I do really like the fact that Bluefield's team is the Ridge Runners
Mhm.
because Levi, who I don't know if you guys know or not, is my son. He is obsessed with trains. That is his thing. He is a
Yeah.
train kid.
Mhm.
And I took him to a Ridge Runners game, and every time they score a run, they do like a train whistle.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, that made that kid's world light up hearing that.
That's awesome.
I
And then he
heard,
got mad whenever they weren't scoring runs.
I heard a rumor, and I don't know how true it is, that in the outfield they was eventually going to put a little train to go out back and forth.
That would be cool.
That would
They
be
can't even
really
keep
cool.
that little train that they've got in the park running though.
Yeah, that's unaffiliated.
I don't know. They post about it a lot, and that's
Yeah.
apparently one of the motivations for
I think it
their
is
team
called the
name.
Ridge Runner.
It is the Ridge Runner.
Yeah, that was like part of the reason why they named it that.
Yeah, I mean it is cool, a little cool thing here, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's a weird little park because it's in Virginia, but it's owned by West Virginia.
No, so
Or is
the
it opposite?
the state line is actually back in the park. So the front part of the park is actually West Virginia, but the state line, it's like half and half.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So have you been there since they redid everything?
Oh, when they changed it over? No.
They put the turf down on the whole new playground, and then they
Oh,
got the
no.
40-yard dash thing.
Yeah, they've got an actual.
Oh no, I
40
haven't.
runners.
Yeah, I haven't been inside there yet. No.
Oh, it's awesome, dude. I took the kids a few times last year.
That's awesome.
But anyways,
Yeah.
did you do who was your guilty pleasure MLB?
MLB? Oh yeah, I did.
Who was it?
I did.
Oh, Pirates. That's
Yeah,
right.
Pirates.
That's right.
So mine,
But anyway.
my primary team, my
You
primary
put me on the spot.
MLB,
Confused me.
my primary MLB team is the Pirates. But you know that's just because.
Yeah, gun, bud.
Well, my family was actually always Braves fans.
Lost Bravo.
And then they started pulling for the Pirates because you know after my grandpa retired and stuff, you know he just was at home all the time watching TV.
I was
And
gonna
he
say,
still loved baseball. Like my family's always been a baseball team. I was not coordinated enough for baseball.
I thought you was gonna say. You said your grandpa retired. I was like, man, was he a pitcher or something?
Yeah, right.
I was confused.
He's like,
No.
hold up.
But like
Yeah.
after he retired, he was spending all of his time at home and stuff. The Pirates were the only team he could like watch all their games and keep up with consistently.
Listen,
And he actually was able to take me to. He took me and my uncle to one of the Pirates games, and we got to see the whole weekend series. and they played against the San Francisco Giants, and they actually started Tim Lincecum one of the games. Pirates put up 9 runs on Tim Lincecum in the first 3 innings, so they yanked him early. And we actually stayed in the same hotel as the Giants. And I remember we rode down the elevator with one of the Giants players. It's funny, I just remember his first name was Hunter, but I can't remember his last name now, but at the time he was one of their major players. I can't
That's pretty
remember.
cool. I was in Pittsburgh when they were building the, what is it called, PNC Park?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
PNC Park is gorgeous.
Yeah, I've not been there, but
I got pictures of it. I'll try to show you later, or maybe send so you can throw into this.
yeah.
PNC Park is, and it's always rated up in the top of like one of the best ballparks. But my guilty pleasure team, and this is gonna sound sad compared to who my regular team is, of who my guilty pleasure team is.
Reds.
Huh?
Reds.
No,
Oh, okay.
it's a West Coast team. I usually try to separate my teams, if at all possible. But my guilty pleasure team, and this has been my guilty pleasure team for years, I need to emphasize this, is actually the Los Angeles Dodgers.
No, hell.
I swear, like that.
That sounds like a bandwagon to me.
No,
Yeah.
no. Like whenever I was like a little kid, Clayton Kershaw was the first one that really made me start liking the
He said as
Dodgers.
a little kid and posted up Clayton Kershaw.
That's still
Jeez,
playing.
man, I was like a daggum adult when he started playing.
Hey, I don't think I was even in high school whenever he started playing.
Okay,
But I remember,
okay, buddy.
I remember his first at bat one year, and what made me really start liking him. Well, I already knew he was a good pitcher and stuff, and it was like the first at bat of opening day for the Dodgers. He hit a home run, and I don't think he's even hit a home run since then. But still,
Ah, shoot.
Man, back when I was young, I used to like the White Sox because I liked Frank Thomas, and I used to like the Mariners because I liked Ken Griffey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
You remember back in the day when he had all them deals with Pizza Hut, you'd go over and get one of them bats that's
Yeah.
covered in that foam, the Ken Griffey bats?
Yeah.
That was the days, man.
Yeah, buddy.
can't relate. Don't
All right. So, yeah, of course you don't. You probably weren't even born. How old are you again?
28.
Dang. Jeez.
Well, shoot.
Let's see. Let's go NHL.
I can't even say I have a favorite NHL team. I've never watched a hockey game either. In
Really?
addition to never watching wrestling, like the most I watched at Andrew's house today before we started coming here to record is the most wrestling I've ever watched in my life. I've been trying to keep up with it a little bit more, especially since I knew we were starting this podcast and stuff. I've been trying to, and trying to learn some about it. And I'm doing this for you guys, the fans, okay? Because, I know nothing about wrestling. But it's a sport I want to get behind, but it's just, I've never sat down to really get behind it.
I'll watch it just so I can, see them fight. Yeah.
Was it? I mean, if I had to pick a team, I used to play NHL games.
Oh, yeah, they're fun.
I think I always picked the New Jersey Devils?
Yeah.
I used to pick them.
I hadn't watched the NHL game in a while, and the other night I watched the Devils play the Flyers.
I will say
was it
that,
like the New York Islanders are still a team?
Yeah, and the Rangers, New York Rangers.
I
Too.
will say that Columbus has a team. Where are they?
Blue Jackets or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I was thinking.
Blue
I like
Jackets?
the
Their tickets come up on VetTix a lot, and that's
Like-
something that I would like to do.
I
I do want to
remember-
go to a hockey game so bad.
I
I
like
will
the-
say that.
I like the Carolina Hurricanes,
Yeah.
Florida Panthers.
Do they
I like
play
their
in Charlotte?
uniform. I think Greensboro.
Yeah, I played Greensboro.
Oh.
I remember, when I used to work at Dish Network years and years and years ago, because you used to be able, back then you had to order, buy the games to
Mhm.
watch. Man, was it the St. Louis Blues?
Yeah.
They were the most requested hockey team ever. That's anytime they were playing, people would call and pay $60 just to watch one game.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, man, maybe hockey's where it's at. But yeah, I thought that's pretty good, man. We started out with trivia. We went through some guilty pleasure teams. This is what this podcast is going to bring you, just random stuff. Like we talked about wrestling, we talked about video games, we talked about everything. We're about at the 45-minute mark. Y'all feeling good about this episode?
I am, and but I got
Hey,
something.
we still got at least another sport that I can think of that we haven't touched on of guilty pleasure teams.
What?
Well, I got something to say before we move into
go
the
ahead.
last guilty
Go ahead.
pleasure.
Okay.
Guys, cards. We're going to give these away. 500 followers on Facebook. We want you to go to YouTube, TikTok, follow, subscribe, whatever. In this blaster box, You can get threads, Donruss threads, rookie phenoms, which could be huge right now, and jersey memorabilia, which means that it could have a patch of an actual game-worn jersey on the card. So the resale value on those is really high. Share with your friends, follow us, like, subscribe, and let us give away these cards to you.
Hey, you know what? This is something we haven't discussed. This is the first time they're getting ready to hear this. But I'm feeling a little bit generous. We need to get our YouTube following up a little bit. So, wherever we go to post, that we're getting ready to do that giveaway, if you can show that you're following us on YouTube as well, we'll add an extra entry for you on there as well. Because we need to get that YouTube following up a lot. We got a lot of Facebook followers. And let's face it, we already know you guys are on YouTube and you're already watching stuff. Go ahead and give us a follow on there. If you're following us on YouTube, we will make sure that we put your name in there one more time to show that appreciation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a great
sure.
idea. Good job, man. That's a great idea.
So what would
What's
you
that
say?
last sport? What is it?
NBA.
Oh,
Wow, man, that's kind of hard for me to pick because I don't follow the NBA. I kind of just, like I said, Boston because of Joe Mazzulla, Chicago because of Michael Jordan and Javon Carter now. Charlotte because, they're close.
also the Knicks, they got Deuce.
Yeah, Deuce.
He's good too.
McBride, New York Knicks. I don't know. I just can't. Knicks. Carmelo Anthony. If I had to pick a player, I used to follow him a lot when he was at the Nuggets and the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just can't. I don't really have a guilty pleasure because I just.
You don't really have
When I was
I don't have a
growing up,
team.
when I was growing up, like in elementary school, middle school, and high school, it was the Toronto Raptors. When I played basketball, I was number 15 for Vince Carter.
Yeah, so that was mostly a player, not a team.
Yeah,
I feel like
when he.
I don't know those Raptors jerseys from the 90s.
Oh, dude, those
It
I
was
don't care what
fire.
anybody
Fire.
says. I'll throw hands if you try to say that there's a better NBA jersey than those Raptor jerseys.
I'll tell
from
you
Raptors.
two that rival it. Two that
Detroit
rival it.
Pistons.
The old Pistons one that had like the horse with the exhaust pipe.
Yeah.
And the Memphis or Vancouver Grizzlies,
Yeah.
man, those old Grizzly teal
They were
those
fire.
are
You know
fire.
what
I will
hit
say
hard?
one.
You know what hit hard back in the 90s? Daggone NBA windbreakers.
Oh, dude, I
Golly.
still got a Hornets one. It was a
Everybody had a Hornets one.
dude,
Hey, let me tell
and
you.
a Magic one, and they're both starter brands.
Starter was it, buddy.
That's how old they are.
I think another jersey that I really like though, as far as NBA goes, was like the LA Knights or the Black Mamba jerseys that the Lakers
Oh,
had.
yeah.
Those
Yeah.
black and gold ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
R.I.P.
That's-
Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I remember whenever I first heard about what happened to Kobe, I was at work. Whenever I was working with you, Andrew.
I was on my way to Richmond.
Well, I was working with you, and I had multiple people come up and tell me, "Did you hear about Kobe?" No. Man, he passed away. I'm like, no, he didn't. Go on. And with the job I had, I didn't have access to TVs or anything like that. Like, all right, I wasn't allowed to check my phone, so like I was really isolated. And people kept on coming up to me, "Man, Kobe passed away. Man, Kobe passed away." I'm like, no, he didn't. Go on. I literally thought at that point that there was just a mass prank that people were trying to pull
Yeah.
on me for some reason.
Dude.
And with where I was working, that wasn't out of the realm of possibilities.
Right.
So I'm standing there, and then finally I get off work and I check my phone. And as soon as I open up Facebook, the first 10 posts on Facebook were about him.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
I remember it. And I was on my way to Richmond, Virginia for my job. And Emily calls me, my wife, and says Kobe Bryant just died. And I didn't believe her. And I just kept driving a little bit. And I was like, man, like, I never thought, like, celebrity death or player's death would even, bother you. You know. So I pulled over at the rest station. I pulled up my phone. I'm like, damn, Kobe Bryant really died. And I'm like, when I got to thinking about it, I spent the 90s and late 90s, early 2000s, Allen Iverson,
Yeah.
watching those championships with my dad.
Yeah.
Watching the LA Lakers. So I was like, dang, dude, that's like an era of
Oh, absolutely.
time.
The Shaq and Kobe era.
Shaq and
Dude,
Kobe
I've-
and all of them.
I feel like there's going to be some celebrity / player deaths that are. I mean, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be some that really hit.
Let's save that for the next episode. We'll
Yeah.
talk about some celebrity deaths that I don't want to say it like that. Let's
Yeah.
talk about somebody that's like who is your ultimate like favorite sports person?
Yeah. All right, we can do that. So,
All right, so
guys,
hey, catch us again, man.
if you want to hear about,
Absolutely.
if you want to hear that about the celebrity, or what'd you say, favorite celebrity?
Your favorite celebrity or sports person?
All right, so if you want to hear about that, you'll have to join us on Friday's episode. Y'all
Thank
take
you.
it easy.
Hey, take it easy.